All right, Hannah. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm I'm great. It's Happy Friday, first of all. It's great to be talking with you. You and I first met about 18, 20 months ago, and you've been suffering from chronic headaches for 5 years. Tell us a little bit about what was going on at the time in your life with regard to your symptoms.
Yeah, so when I first was diagnosed, I was bedridden every day, sleeping 20 hours a day. Um, I just decided I had to live my life, kept pushing through, um, finished high school, went to college. After my first year of college, is when I found you. But yeah, my first year of college, I was taking about 12 credits, working maybe 10 hours a week, missing classes all the time. So I definitely needed a change.
Mhm.
Couldn't live like this forever.
Right. And so we ultimately decided that you had a couple of nerves that were injured in the back of your head. And so we ended up doing two operations in two different areas. The first one was about almost 20 months ago. No, almost 2 years ago. And the last one was about a year ago,
Yep.
almost to the day, actually, a few days more than that. Do you recall what surgery recovery was like? I mean, was it a breeze? Was it really tough, ups and downs?
It really was a roller coaster. At first you're like, oh, this is easy. And then once the nerves start reawakening,
Hmm.
it gets worse.
Yeah,
You got to push through it though. Yeah, it gets better.
yeah,
And, after a while, like probably 6 months, like you'll be completely back to normal. And or at least that's how I was.
yeah. So at this point, kind of trying to focus on where we are now, which is really the bottom line. You are basically about 2 years out, just shy from your first operation, and a little over a year from your second one. Um, what's your headache situation like now? I mean, before your symptoms were 24/7. What are they like at this point?
Yeah, so right now I really don't notice pain. I'm too busy living my life. Um, yeah, I mean, I do have pain every now and then when I'm, stressed or every so often, but I try
Mhm.
not to focus on it and try to just keep my mind off of it because it's not overbearing anymore.
Right. So if I said kind of by way of summary, how much better would you say you are now compared to when we first met? You would say,
Probably like 95% better. I mean, I can't give it
okay.
100% just because,
Mhm.
every now and then I do feel pain, but I'm way better than I was before. So I can't
Yeah,
complain.
that's so great, and I think that's very real, and so I really appreciate that honesty. I mean, while we love to say we're going to cure all that ails you, I mean, certainly pain, and especially chronic pain, can be multifactorial, and I don't know that um, it's certainly not everybody that has 100% relief. So I really appreciate what you're saying. I think it's important for anybody that ever hears this story, which hopefully a lot of people will. I guess the other thing, I have a couple other questions for you. I mean, how is your life different now? So the pain that you had when you came to see me is 95% better. How has that affected your daily life?
Yeah, so like I said, um, when I met you, I was just leaving my freshman year of college, taking less credits than I should have, and
Mhm.
working a job that couldn't even pay my bills. Now I got a job at a hotel. I am now a supervisor, and
Congratulations.
thank you. And then I am also juggling being a full time college student. So this past semester, I took 16 credits while working about 45 to 50 hours a week. So crazy life, but
Yeah.
I really went from one extreme to another, I feel like.
Well, that's good. I mean, if do you feel like you're doing the things that you want to be doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's awesome, and I think that's really, especially for young people, but certainly, I'm about to turn 50. Even for us old folk, it's great to, and we still have a lot of drive and we want to do a lot of different kinds of things. So it's really nice that, even though it seems crazy, and at times I'm sure you're like, oh, I need a break. It's good that you're able to do those things.
Yeah.
I guess the last question I would have for you is, if going through this whole process, whether it was just kind of trying to um, understand the chronic pain in the first 5 years that you had it before we met, and then and or going through the recovery from the two operations and now being where you are. What do you think you've learned? Any take-home messages for any other people who might be in the same position?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I really put you on the spot there, so sorry. And say whatever you want. I mean, honestly, if there's even one little tidbit that, you could share with people that you've kind of learned about yourself or learned in general going through the process.
Yeah, I mean, you're stronger than you think you are. I'll just put it out there. I know a lot of us get discouraged. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to keep pushing through with life. I know, the disease, trigeminal neuralgia and occipital neuralgia can be known as a suicide disease.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say just keep pushing through. It gets better. Like, don't stop asking for help.
Sorry, go ahead. I don't mean to cut you.
I was gonna say, like, the best thing you can do is at least get a consultation with a surgeon like you. And you can see from there if this is going to be a good fit for surgery for you or not. Really doesn't take much time or money, compared to the thousands and thousands of dollars that we've already put into ourselves.
Yeah, I think that's such, I really appreciate you sharing that. I think that's said so beautifully and so succinctly. I think that there's a lot of people that, have been to some pretty dark places when you're faced with chronic pain, whether you're young or old, successful, poor, whatever. I don't think that matters. I think it can really take you down an emotional, bottomless pit, it seems like. But I think what you're saying is so important, because I think there's always a reason for things happening the way they are. And it's not that any one particular thing is going to solve it for you. But I think there's always hope, right? I remember seeing this one thing, it's called HOPE, which is hold on, pain ends. It was this acronym. And I just love that. And I think what you're saying echoes that. And I think that it's true. And I'm so glad that we were able to be part of the solution for you. And hopefully, your words will, give a lot of hope to a lot of other people in the future. So again, I really want to thank you for taking a few moments out of your pre-weekend plans and talking to us about your story. And we'll be in touch in the future. Hope you continue to have a lot of success.
To share my story. So thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
Okay.